tickets sold, because they sell a lot, they made $6.5 million. That was the only program that the University of Memphis has that made money. And then you take $2.1 million, which is 1/10 of what the other guys are getting, and you understand why Memphis has a problem competing with the big boys. And now, football is the way you can turn this around. And by the way, it's not uncommon that only one program in the school brings in revenue. For instance, at Ole Miss, they may make a little bit of money out of baseball. They don't make any money in basketball. All their revenue comes from football, and it comes from the conference offices. So Memphis has the wrong sport that's making money, because football can make a whole lot of money, and I'll explain how. If Memphis were to sell out Ole Miss this year, they have that home game. That game alone, if they sold it out, would bring in $2.5 million. One game could equal what they made all of last year if they sell it out. And this could be a great year. This could be the kind of year where, with that $12 million budget, you could get close to even. And I'll explain how. They play Missouri State to begin the year at the Liberty Bowl, 6 o'clock on September the 5th. I think there will be about 30,000. And part of that is because Memphis has a really good offense coming back, and a quarterback that maybe not this year, but next year, if he stays, might be in the discussion for the Heisman Trophy, because his numbers are going to be crazy. He's already gotten 2 years, 5,000 total yards. They have running backs that are good, they have wide receivers that are good, and they won 10 games last year, and they got a pretty interesting schedule. So let's just say they beat Missouri State, they're 1-0. Then they go on the road to Kansas. Kansas is a beatable team. They're not very good. They're a Power 5 team, and that's on national TV, and if they win that game, now they've got some momentum. They have to go week 3 to Bowling Green. Now that game scares the dickens out of me, because Bowling Green's actually pretty good. They got a quarterback who's really good. And you're on the road, and that place will be packed. And Memphis could be 2-0. They're going to draw a lot of people. It'll be tough. But if you win that game, you have a Thursday night game against Cincinnati. So let's just say the Missouri State game, you get 30 to 35,000. The weather's nice. Everybody had a feel-good year of last year. They love Tiger Lane. They haven't seen everybody for a year. They want to come back out. 35,000, you're making some money. That is not a bad draw. Now you come back and you're 3-0, and you've got Cincinnati on a Thursday night at the Liberty Bowl, and it's on ESPN. I think you're going to get 40,000. I think you've got a chance. You're getting momentum. Cincinnati's a good team. Some of these preseason magazines have Cincinnati picked to win the league. It's Tommy Tuberville's team, for goodness sake. You win that game, now you've got Ole Miss. That's a sellout. There's your $2.5 million. You've had 40,000. You have 35,000. You're in the top 25, and you've still got Tulane here. You've got Navy here, and believe me, Navy will bring people. And then if you keep on winning, you could get a championship game here. You could actually end up close to breaking even if everything goes well. If everything goes well. But that's what it takes. Everything just about has to go perfect in order for you to really make it. So how do you get to be a success if you're not in the Power 5? Well, to me, it's an investment in the future for a period of time. How many of you guys are in the business world where you're going to go, I'm putting money into this, I'm going to put it in there for 5 years. 5 years,